Hi everyone and welcome to the Jack Halford podcast. This is episode 66, I think. We're in the garage again. This is going to become my permanent podcast studio, I think. Gonna try and make it a little bit more podcasty in the background, but I kind of like how DIY the setup is, to be honest. Still using a £10 microphone, but using a slightly better camera now. Really enjoying it. I ran a sub-2 hour half marathon today. I was pretty proud of myself because I had a really consistent pace of around 8.5 minutes, 8 minutes 45. So it's like a 1 hour 55 marathon. Pretty good. I didn't even know I was going to run a half marathon at the start of the week, but yeah. And I've also been at the studio today. Like I'm doing a lot of stuff. Working with kids this week. It's nice to get back into everything that I like doing, like working with kids, making artwork, running, like actually doing events, running events rather than just doing my training makes it a little bit more fun. I like having those things to look forward to, so I think I might book some other ones, because this one someone I knew couldn't do it, so I brought the number off him and ran the race. But yeah, if you're struggling to get out, book yourself an event, because it's a lot of fun and it's nice running with other people. I think it helps you to stay at a steady pace as well. I kept wanting to slow down, but I just kept on going at the pace that I was comfortable at. Yeah, I think running fast is a really important thing, even if you want to do really long distances like me. I think running fast, it can help. I mean, it's not that fast, but it's pretty fast for a long distance, I think. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. What else? Well, what else have I got planned? Tomorrow. First hot pod yoga tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Also kind of dreading it. I mean, it's going to be over 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Hey Siri. What's 35 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
35 degrees Celsius is 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
95 degrees Fahrenheit. So 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. God, it sounds like a lot, doesn't it, when you say it in Fahrenheit? Whew. And I haven't been yoga for ages too, so I booked the complete sort of beginner, easiest one to do, because I know it's going to be harder to do it in the heat as well. And I'm going to try and do a few of those a week, because I've got unlimited that they've given me for a month, which is really cool. So Hot Pod Yoga Leicester. I've got some kind of referral code as well to get a free class, I think. So if I remember, I might put that in the description. But anyway, yeah. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I think the point is it's going to help me with recovery, help me to recover faster, be in less pain. I don't do that much stretching as much as I should. I didn't really stretch today before the half or afterwards. So tomorrow that hot pod yoga will be like the stretching that I should have done today after this. But I have started stretching before I do my weightlifting. Well, mainly before bench and shoulders, not really before back and biceps or legs, to be honest. But you just warming up. I warm up. But it is so important to stretch, I think. And also, I had a day's rest on Saturday, and I've not really rested between the running and the weightlifting so much. So instead of doing back and biceps on Saturday, this week I did both my speed work and back and biceps on the Friday to give myself a whole day of rest before the half. And I think that day's rest helped me to today with the half. So what was one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to rest more. I have done that this week. I also only ran like 2 miles Friday because I was working as well. So yeah, I mean, I said it, I only did 2 miles, but I did do back and biceps, you know, 4 sets of 8 at 140 deadlifting, 60 kgs pen rows, 4x8s, T-bar 60, 4x8, lat pull downs about 55 kilos, 4x8, rows on the row machine, 4x8, like 56 kilos, and then I hit biceps, which is just lightweight, 8 kilograms, bicep curls, 4 sets of 12, then hammer curls, again 8 kilos, 4 sets of 12, and then reverse curls with like a barbell that's about 15 kilos. I do 4x16 reps, and then I hit shoulders with some shoulder shrugs until failure with about 25 kilos in each hand, 25 kilo dumbbells, sort of, and holding at the top like that. And that's how I've been growing my shoulders, as well as doing what I'm doing tomorrow, which is my shoulder day. And I also hit triceps. It's a big day tomorrow, like fucking shoulders. So I do overhead press, or what I call military press. I'm doing about 50 kilos on that, probably 4x6 reps or 4x8 reps of that. Viking press, about 60 kilos on Viking press. I do 4x8, no, 4x12, I think, or 4x10, which I also combine with getting the Swiss bar, which is like a barbell I can grip like that, and I just use the bar, which is about 20 kilos, do a few reps at that, and then I do some overhead sort of swings with a 10 kilogram weight, and then I started doing Arnold press to build my deltoids, all of my deltoids, rear and front, instead of just doing the shoulder press with dumbbells after that, which I still do after I've done the Arnold press, which is probably a bit excessive. And then lat raises, and then front raises with barbell, and then skull crushers, V-bar pull downs, maybe some rope pull downs, and then 3 sets of dips till failure. And then yoga in the evening after I've been to the studio for a bit. Jesus. Like, when I say that, it sounds like a lot. I do spend like 2 hours in the gym when I go. Yeah, I think fueling it is the main thing. Having those 6 eggs in the morning, which I always have. Today, before the marathon, I woke up at 6 so I could have my overnight oats, which I prepared yesterday, which consisted of a full cup of oats, porridge oats, full cup of milk, a little bit of cinnamon and golden syrup. Like those like, not very complex sugars are great, I think, for fueling. And then the carbs are good. I definitely wanted carbs today. And then still 6 boiled eggs as well. A bit of brown sauce. Had them before I had the porridge for the proteins. Then loads of coffee, loads of water with electrolytes in. But yeah, super, like 2 hours before I was going to leave, just to let it set in. Ice bath as well. So I think preparation and getting all of the food right and everything, so you're dialed in, is really important. Especially, like, it's part of recovery, fueling. Even pre-workout, it is part of the recovery. It's kind of. I mean, it's the day after, isn't it? The day after, a bit before. You know. Think about what you're eating and how it's going to help your performance and help your recovery, including hydration. Super important. And then we're doing this, and that's really interesting stuff I've just talked about, isn't it? All of my achievements today, and what I'm planning to do. I'm drinking some herbal tea, which is really, really good. If you're an avid coffee drinker like me, or tea drinker, I've been having Tippy Assam as well. But all of that caffeine, I don't think it's good before you go to sleep. And sleep is obviously a really important thing too. So try not to have too much caffeine. So this is vanilla chai, which has got it's a really nice thing to have at night. It's like really warming and comforting. Vanilla chai doesn't really taste that vanilla-y. It's more like cinnamon and licorice kind of vibe. It is beautiful. Some oil painting, and I'm trying to develop this new sort of figurative painting that is still part of the anthropomicroscopy series, but it really is sort of very inspired by Edvard Munch, and it's going well, I think. But alongside that, lots of sort of lino cuts and quick drawings are helping me. And also thinking of going to some conferences in Germany. Might have talked about that last week, to do with visual perception. That I think will help in the work, and also just good to network and make new contacts in the art/science space. I find that space a really interesting space, and I want to meet more people in it. I could even take some of my recording equipment and do some podcasting with people there. So I'm going to try and book that. Even if, I just think it'd be interesting. Plus, my last job, one of my last jobs, I got through networking at similar events in university in Cambridge. So just putting yourself out there and going to these talks and conferences and symposiums that are to do with stuff that you're interested in can lead to jobs. I had a meeting literally this week with someone at a organisation that it's an arts organisation that works with children, and I just emailed them. I said, this is what I do, this is my experience, let's have a chat, and that might lead to work. He said email me next week because he'll forget because they're super busy. They'll get me on the books and then see if they can give me some work. This is how you get good jobs as a freelancer. These jobs pay good per hour, but you have to do lots of different jobs as a freelancer to make a living. But it adds up, and you just have to be able to be good at time management. So write down everything that you're doing and look at it and make sure you don't get burnt out. And that's why training and fueling is important to me, so that I can push myself to my limits, and I know my limits, and I will say no to things. And if I'm saying no to things, I'll say I'm at capacity. I'm sorry, I can't do this date because I'm at capacity. And that was something I was taught by someone I used to work with, because he says it makes you sound like you're busy with doing other important work. And that's attractive to people. It's very attractive to people. If they can see that you're busy, but you're busy doing other types of work, then they still want to get you in to do stuff. And they'd rather you say no anyway, if you're going to be stretched, because people don't want someone that's going to be tired, it's not going to do a good job. So it's better that you only say yes if you absolutely can, and you're absolutely going to be energized when you're doing that, and you can do a proper good job, especially if you're getting paid a lot for it, so that you can continue to get that work and hopefully be chosen over other people. Yep. So I never thought I'd be working these kinds of jobs when I started uni as a mature student. By the way, with not very many qualifications, just with a good portfolio. Again, just putting myself out there. I didn't get in the first year I tried to get in any of them. I did get an interview at one of the most prestigious art schools in the world, which is hard to get an interview at. But then the next year I tried again, and I got in to a London university, University of Arts London, and did 3 years there. And now I'm getting lots of different opportunities, but only because I'm putting myself out there and emailing people, which is something I actively need to do more of. And I really do think everyone else should be as well. If you're a creative, put yourself out there. And it's not just these open calls and things. It is emailing local organisations. Like arts organisations, charities, youth thing. You'd be surprised how much these things pay. Workshopping, you can get paid for a day up to like £400-500 sometimes. Some people I know only have to work like 4 or 5 days a week to pay rent on a nice flat or house, doing that, and then they can spend all the other time in the studio, and they're still spending time doing what they love, which is art and engaging within a community. It's also advertising what you do to the community and the young people. They're going to see you as a role model, as someone they look up to, and that can only be a good thing. You need to be a good role model if you are working with them, but also have a sense of humour. Like, I just don't think it's good to be too teachery, because normally I'm not working in schools, I'm working out of schools to get the kids engaged. You don't want to be like a teacher. You need to be like an interesting artist who they're interested in spending time with and hanging out with, and then you sort of develop a relationship with them so that they can level up a bit, because these are normally kids that are getting excluded and having trouble. But if you can give them the confidence through making art for them to be able to want to make things and do things, that they feel like they have the ability, that they can do stuff, that they can succeed, and that's going to be really good for them and for the community as a whole. This is one less person that's going to be causing trouble on the streets, and one less person at risk of becoming depressed and possibly ending their own life in some circumstances, because that's what can happen. It's a really serious subject. If you're getting someone that's misbehaving, that's a cry for help. That's a cry for help. They're not doing very well inside, and often they're just seen as a disruptive kid, but maybe they're depressed, maybe something's going wrong at home, maybe they have anxiety, maybe they're having social issues that need to be resolved by talking to someone that they can trust. And they don't trust like the teachers that are telling them they're bad and that they can't do anything. They don't want to spend time or give the time of day to these people that are just telling them that they're bad and they're not doing very well. They need to spend time with people that are encouraging them, that are telling them that they are good, and to stop the negative self-talk. This is really important for young people. Yeah. I remember before I got expelled from like a mainstream secondary education, that I got expelled because there was like a motivational speaker that come in, and in front of like a bunch of people in the college, I was just like, this is a load of fucking bullshit. This is a load of fucking bullshit. Because I thought it was a fucking load of bullshit. You can't just come in and start talking to this. It's not gonna. I didn't gel with it whatsoever. I was just like, this is a fucking load of bollocks. Like, what you're saying doesn't really appeal to me whatsoever. It's a fucking load of bollocks. You are the greatest of all time, blah, 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 blah. Bollocks. Or just like having these like cliche messages, it's a load of bollocks. Like you need to talk to the individual to see what they're good at and what they're interested in, rather than have this sort of generic message trying to motivate people. Motivation doesn't really get you anywhere. Like, you sort of get you up, but then you go outside and you see it's raining, you come back in. That's what people say, isn't it? Some message you see a lot on social media about motivation. Blah, 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 blah. It's good to motivate people, but you need to keep them active, keep them practicing the thing that they want to succeed in, rather than to just be motivated that once. You need to drill into them that they need to have discipline so that they can keep something up. I want to be that person that people see that is disciplined, and that makes them want to be disciplined. I want to help people to be able to be more disciplined. I don't know how I'm going to do that. If anyone's got any suggestions, get in touch. I suppose that's something I'll reflect on, actually. How can I help people be more disciplined? And maybe it's something that you can't actually help other people do. I think other people have to want to become disciplined and have to force themselves out of the door, to force themselves to write on the page. Even me, I'm not really that disciplined. I'm doing all the exercise stuff, which I'm hoping will help have that domino effect on my work in the studio and the work on the page, writing more. I do know that it's worked before. I'm still getting into it. Like, I'm not there yet, but this half marathon today definitely motivated me to go to the studio today. I was like, I'm fucking, I could do that, so I can do this. I've started automatically just pushing myself more. Like, I have that voice in my head where, oh fuck, I don't want to get in, but then I'm fucking getting into the ice baths as I'm saying that to myself, because I know that I'll just get it out of the fucking way, and then it's done then, and then on to the next thing, wash the dishes, blah blah blah, you know, just fucking get it out the way and get it done, and then push it to the side, write down everything you've done at the end of the day in a journal, and just see how many things you've done and feel proud of yourself and reflect on how you feel. Like, reflecting, I was talking about that last week, how it's important to reflect on books that you're reading rather than just to glance at them and put them down and forget about them. To actively reflect on books, on your day, on things people have said that have stuck on your mind. Why is that playing on your mind? Reflect on things. Reflection is an important tool in becoming more emotionally mature and understanding other people as well as yourself. And then you can sort of do an audit of all the people you hang around with, because the people that we hang around with do have a very big psychological effect on us. If we hang around with fucking idiots that aren't doing good stuff, then you're going to end up like that, because we are like sponges. Which is another thing that we need to encourage these young people to hang around with people that aren't bad influences. But at the same time, these bad influences need help too. It's so difficult. So I think the biggest cause of all of this is poverty. Apparently 1 in 3 children in Leicester are in poverty, live in poverty. That's fucking ridiculous. 1 in 3, 33% of children live in poverty in my city. That's just a horrible figure I don't like. You know, and I'm sure the definition of poverty is some sort of numerical figure, and those young people might be fine, not at risk, because their parents are good parents and they put their children first. But yeah, I mean, poverty is probably based on a numerical figure, and it's different to negligence. Now, negligence is something that even rich parents can do to children, because it can be something that's more as a psychological thing. I think negligence, as well as a physical thing with like food and stuff. And I've seen even some of the sort of poorest people I know, some of the most generous, and really are bringing up their children to be strong, you know, and resilient. And then I can see some of the sort of rich people that I know, or children of, that aren't doing so well because maybe they've been given too much, and now they've got sort of problems to do with addiction and stuff. Whereas a lot of poorer people have always been told, no, fucking, and they've been around it too, which is a risk because they can go into it, but also they want to get out of it, and it should be encouraged for them to get out of it too. It's just something I don't like about British culture. I think British culture sort of beats down that like want to do better, that want to move up in the world, and to go for bigger things. It's seen as vulgar, it's seen as arrogant, but it's not fucking arrogant or vulgar. And anyway, if it is arrogant, be arrogant. That's what I say. Be arrogant. Fuck the hate. Fuck that. No, can't do that. Just fuck people off that are saying you can't do stuff, and just do it. Don't tell people what you're doing if they give you that reaction. Just don't give them the time of day. Don't give them the fucking privilege of your earwaves. You know, just fucking block it out, do it, and then show them with your actions what you're capable of. And then they'll probably hate you more. And then you can realise they're not your friend. Fuck them. You meet people that are more motivated and more kind and generous. Be the person that's going to make other people want to change. And yeah, fuck. That was good, wasn't it? So saying random shit. It's good. Yeah, boy. I didn't even want to fucking do a podcast today, but then I was just like, 6-something o'clock, just do it. Just fucking do it. You know, I was going to do it tomorrow. Then I was like, well, I've got a lot on tomorrow. Let's just do it today. Fucking yeah, boy. Anyway, I hope you're all doing really well. Keep at all of the things that you're doing. Email me, message me, comment. Fucking follow me on Instagram and comment or message me and tell me if you've got some goals and you're proud of how far you've come, or you're struggling with something. If you want advice, you want to go for a coffee, you want to chat. If you've got a podcast too, you want me to come on and talk about shit with you, then let me know. This whole internet thing should be used for us to communicate to each other, not just listen to each other and say, oh, I agree with that. And if you agree with it, let's have a conversation. See if we can collaborate somehow, you know. I really would like that. There is some workshops I'd like to do that are just for the community in Leicester. Maybe other places too. I'd like to travel, I'd like to go to Paris. I've got some friends there that I'd like to go and meet up with, in other countries, Bulgaria. I've got a pen pal there that I've been sending this, sent a couple of copies of Man Up to, so she could give them to her students. People in America, but mainly in Leicester, I want to do some well-being workshops, all to do with making your environment nicer. So posters, plant pots, candles, things that can make your environment nicer. Because if your environment's nice, you feel safe, then you can start to feel more relaxed, rest more. And that's incredibly important if you want to succeed. Rest and recovery is a big part of being a success. But I'm not okay, I'm talking all the sort of same stuff again. So I think we're going to leave that there. And that's a short one today. But I just wanted to get something out, which is the most important thing. Just get something done. Just get something out. Like I was saying, I only run 2 miles on Friday, but it's better than nothing. It's just about getting something done. Sometimes you're going to get a lot done. Sometimes you're not going to get a lot done, but you still try and get something done. Because it keeps a habit up. It keeps a ritual alive. Rock and roll. Okay, I'll see you on the flip side, motherfucker. Goodbye. See you later. Peace. Peace. Peace and love.